Welcome back to Coins. Today we are diving deep into the world of one of the most fascinating and surprising pieces of American coinage, the 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of people overlook every single day without realizing that certain rare varieties of this date can be worth hundreds, thousands, and even life-changing amounts of money depending on condition, mint errors, and collector demand. Stay with me until the end because this story is filled with twists, unbelievable prices, and secrets that will change the way you look at every penny from now on. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American history for well over a century. Designed by Victor David Brenner and first released in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, this coin became one of the most collected and beloved pieces of U.S. currency. But the year 1968 stands out for very special reasons. The United States Mint was operating under huge demand as millions of pennies were produced across multiple mints including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Yet hidden among those ordinary copper coins are a few remarkable treasures that have become legends among collectors. One of the most valuable factors behind 1968 Lincoln pennies is the return of the proof coins to the San Francisco Mint. These proof coins have mirror-like surfaces, sharp details, and striking beauty. What makes them even more fascinating is that inside the proof sets of 1968, some coins were struck with unexpected errors that today bring incredibly high prices. Some of these errors happened because the dies were misaligned, doubled, or gave unexpected patterns impossible to reproduce again. When such a coin appears in an auction, collectors waste no time. One of the rarest and most valuable varieties related to this year is the doubled die. A doubled die occurs when the design on the die is mistakenly impressed slightly shifted more than once, creating the effect of doubled letters or numbers. When collectors find a doubled die penny, the value skyrockets because these mistakes are extremely hard to find. A sharp, bold doubled die on a 1968 penny can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a treasure worth many hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the clarity and grade. The highest quality examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can reach unbelievable prices. Another extremely valuable version of the 1968 penny is the San Francisco minted proof with deep cameo surfaces. Deep cameo coins show strong contrast between the frosted design elements and the reflective background. When a coin survives decades without scratches, spots, or discoloration and retains that original deep cameo shine, collectors pay huge premiums. Some of these deep cameo coins in perfect grade have sold for thousands. Their combination of rarity, beauty, and perfect preservation makes them irresistible, but the true excitement comes from bizarre and dramatic mint errors. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, wrong planchet errors, and double strikes from 1968 can reach massive prices because these mistakes are nearly impossible to repeat. Imagine finding a penny struck halfway off the planchet, with half of Lincoln's face missing yet perfectly preserved. Such coins create bidding wars because they are one-of-a-kind pieces of mint history. Some dramatic errors from this era have sold for extremely high amounts, reaching shocking prices such as $700,000 or more in rare cases of extraordinary and unique errors. A value like $787.97649 or even higher may seem impossible, but when a coin becomes a one-of-a-kind masterpiece in the eyes of collectors, the sky truly becomes the limit. Now let's talk about the general market for 1968 pennies. Most circulated pennies from this year are still worth around face value because millions were produced. But condition is everything. If you find a coin with sharp details, original luster, and no damage, you may have something special. Higher grades can push a simple coin from just a few cents to tens or hundreds of dollars. Coins graded above MS65, MS66, and especially MS67 become extremely rare, and collectors pay high prices to complete top-quality sets. The tiniest difference in detail or shine can make an enormous difference in value. The 1968 Lincoln penny also comes in different mint marks. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, coins from Denver have a D under the date, and proof coins from the San Francisco Mint have an S. Always check these mint marks carefully. The S-proof coins tend to be the most valuable, especially in deep cameo condition. Denver coins are usually common, but high-grade versions or error pieces can be worth a lot. Philadelphia coins also hide their own rare double dies and striking errors. Every collector dreams of finding a hidden treasure in their pocket change or in an old jar saved for years. That dream becomes reality more often than people think. Thousands of rare coins have been discovered by beginners, hobbyists, or even complete newcomers who simply took a closer look. The thrill of finding a rare 1968 penny hiding in plain sight is one of the reasons coin collecting continues to grow around the world. The history, the mystery, and the challenge combine to turn these simple coins into priceless artifacts of American heritage. What makes the 1968 penny especially exciting today is the rising interest in copper-era coins. As prices increase across the numismatic market, collectors are now paying more attention to earlier pennies with high copper content, deeper color, and historical significance. The rising value of rare varieties, high-grade examples, and dramatic errors means the market for 1968 pennies is stronger than ever. People are discovering rare coins tucked away inside old boxes, inherited collections, or even inside everyday change they receive from a store. The story of the 1968 Lincoln penny is a reminder that not all treasures are silver or gold. Sometimes the most valuable discoveries come in the form of a simple copper coin minted decades ago, touched by thousands of hands yet still carrying a hidden story waiting to be uncovered. The history, the artistic design, and the chance of incredible value combine to make the 1968 penny one of the most exciting pieces a collector can search for. If you truly want to uncover the hidden potential of these coins, always remember to check for errors, study the mint marks, examine the details under proper lighting, and, if possible, get the coin professionally graded. A coin that looks ordinary to the naked eye may reveal a double die, a die clash, or a deep cameo surface only visible under magnification. That tiny difference could turn a 1-cent coin into a treasure that collectors will chase. And if your coin becomes the finest known example, the price can climb beyond imagination. This is why the world of coin collecting remains full of passion, excitement, and endless possibilities. Every coin has a past, and every discovery feels like stepping into a hidden chapter of history. The 1968 Lincoln penny stands proudly among these hidden treasures, telling a story of craftsmanship, mistakes that became masterpieces, and collectors who turned ordinary moments into extraordinary finds. Keep searching, keep learning, and always stay curious, because your next great discovery may already be in your pocket. Thank you for watching Coins. Stay tuned for more stories, more mysteries, and more hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered. Your next penny could change everything. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and exciting topics in the entire coin collecting world, the rare Lincoln penny that has shocked collectors again and again. A simple 1-cent coin that many people ignored for years, a coin that stayed in pockets, drawers, old jars, forgotten boxes, but today is being searched by millions because its value has risen far beyond imagination. This story takes us back to the early 1970s when the United States Mint was experimenting with dies, metal quality, and new minting methods. Among the coins produced during these years, the 1973 Lincoln penny stands out because of its unique minting variations, errors, striking differences, and the extremely low survival numbers of some specific pieces. These coins entered circulation quietly, but decades later collectors discovered that certain examples are worth not just hundreds or thousands, but in rare conditions they can shock the entire market with values that climb into unbelievable territory, even touching the incredible figure of $787,976 and some cents, depending on the bidding war, rarity level, and condition of the coin. The story begins with the classic Lincoln design. Created by Victor David Brenner, which had been in circulation since 1909. Throughout the decades, the simple 1-cent coin became a symbol of American history, and each year collectors discovered new varieties. But in the early 70s, something strange happened during production. The dies used at different mints produced slightly inconsistent results. Some strikes came out doubled, some came out with unexpected die cracks, others with mint marks placed differently than usual. Many were so subtle that only experienced collectors could notice them. However, these tiny differences created some of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. The 1973 Lincoln cent became a quiet legend because only a tiny percentage survive in pristine condition. Most were circulated, damaged, or melted through various recycling programs. This low survival count is what gave rise to enormous prices decades later. When collectors started carefully studying these coins, they realized that the sharpness of the strike, the depth of the lettering, the brightness of the copper, and the minting error varieties were far more interesting than originally believed. At coin shows, collectors whispered about lucky people who found a rare penny in pocket change. Some found them in old jars of coins inherited from grandparents, others during estate sales or flea markets. The more experts studied them, the more the price continued to rise because certain rare versions of the 1973 penny had almost no known examples. When a coin becomes nearly impossible to find in high grade, the market goes wild. Auction houses report intense bidding wars where one collector refuses to back down, pushing the price higher and higher. This is how the value of these rare Lincoln cents can skyrocket into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Behind these coins is a long history of changes in metal composition. Before the mid-80s, pennies were primarily made of copper, but the cost of metal kept increasing. The mint began experimenting, adjusting, and testing the best combinations. Because of this, certain years, including the early 70s, have strange varieties caused by misaligned dies, off-center strikes, planchet defects, and even unexpected color tones that form over decades. Copper pennies age beautifully, and the luster on a perfectly preserved 1973 example can appear fiery red, a color that collectors pay huge premiums for. A red grade means the coin has retained nearly all of its original shine from the day it was minted. These are the exact coins that can push market values into unbelievable numbers like $787,976 when sold to the right buyer at the right time. Another reason for the shocking value of these pennies is the emotional attachment collectors have to the Lincoln design. For more than a century, generations of Americans grew up seeing Lincoln on their pennies. These coins passed through millions of hands, bought candies for kids, paid bus fares, and lived quiet lives in pockets and wallets. When an ordinary object becomes rare, the emotional value blends with historical value, and this combination pushes collectors to pay extraordinary amounts. The story of the rare 1973 penny is not just about copper and numbers. It is about a piece of history that survived silently until one day people realized its true importance. In recent years, the coin market has seen massive changes. Social media, auctions, online bidding platforms, and numismatic communities have exposed millions of new people to the world of rare coins. Videos of people finding valuable pennies in their change have gone viral. This renewed interest means that even more collectors are desperately searching for the rarest examples of the 1973 Lincoln cent. If someone discovers a pristine coin with strong strike details, no scratches, deep red color, and a rare minting error, that coin can instantly become the center of a bidding war. That is exactly how some coins reach those unbelievable values like $787,976. It is not just rarity but also the excitement, passion, and competition among collectors. These coins also teach a powerful lesson. Sometimes the smallest things have enormous value hidden beneath them. A simple penny may look ordinary, but inside it carries history, mistakes, craftsmanship, metal science, and storytelling. Collectors call these hidden treasures because they remain unnoticed for decades until the right eyes spot them. If you ever find a 1973 penny, look closely. Check for doubling on the date, clarity of the mint mark, sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, and overall color. You might be holding a tiny piece of treasure that could transform into a life-changing amount of money. The rare 1973 Lincoln penny continues to rise in value because demand keeps increasing while supply remains extremely limited. As more collectors join the community, the competition grows stronger. Every year auction records get broken. Every year more stories emerge about people discovering rare coins unexpectedly. The excitement continues to grow, fueling the value of these extraordinary pennies. And today, when you hear numbers like $787,976, it may sound unbelievable, but that is the magic of the numismatic world. When rarity, condition, history, and passion come together, the price reaches heights no one could have predicted. So keep searching, keep collecting, and always check your change. You never know when a coin hidden inside your drawer could turn into a fortune. This is Coins, bringing you the hidden stories, lost treasures, and unbelievable truths behind the smallest pieces of metal that shape history. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted, the 1974 Lincoln penny. Don't blink, because what seems like a humble cent could hide a fortune. From the everyday to the extraordinary, 1974 was no ordinary year for the penny. While most 1974 pennies circulated quietly, that year the U.S. Mint experimented behind the scenes with something radically different. Amid rising copper prices, officials tested a version made of aluminum instead of copper, a bold attempt to lower production costs. Officially, the experiment was rejected. Almost all of those aluminum pennies were destroyed. But a tiny handful escaped into collectors' hands before the purge. One such coin, authenticated in modern times, is believed to be worth up to $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. That's not a typo. That aluminum penny, if legitimately owned, is considered a true unicorn of numismatics. Now, most 1974 pennies you see in circulation, whether minted in Philadelphia no mint mark or at Denver D mint mark, or even San Francisco, are common. Millions were struck, over 4.2 billion pennies across those mint facilities. What that means, in general, your everyday 1974 cent is just that, everyday, common, worth face value, maybe a tiny bit more for copper content, but here's where the story gets interesting. Condition matters. Even a normal 1974 penny, if uncirculated, with crisp edges and full original luster, becomes more than pocket change. Collectors look at grade, color, and strike quality. A pristine 1974 penny in uncirculated condition might fetch a few dollars or a bit more when copper spots and toning are attractive. Rare errors, unusual strikes, or experimental metal pennies, those are the real game changers. Let's imagine you find a 1974 penny in perfect mint state, sharp details, no wear, original color still shining. That piece could be worth tens of dollars, maybe a bit more if you're lucky. But if you hold the mythical 1974 aluminum penny, you might just have something that sells for hundreds of thousands, maybe even up to $2 million, if provenance, authentication, and legality check out. This is the magic of coin collecting. A simple piece of metal, once made for everyday commerce, becomes a time capsule, a piece of history, a reflection of economic pressure in the 1970s, and a potential treasure. So if you've ever rummaged through old change, piggy banks, or bankrolls and pulled out a 1974 Lincoln penny, treat it gently. Don't spend it. Study its weight, its color, its detail. Could it be merely common, or could it be something extraordinary? Because on Coins, we believe every coin might tell a story or hold a fortune. If you like this dive into the 1974 penny, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Next episode we'll explore error coins, rare mint mark surprises, and how to spot a real rare penny from a hoax. Until then, keep your coins close and your hopes high. Today's episode is something truly special because we are exploring one of the most surprising and highly searched topics in modern numismatics, the mysterious and extremely valuable Lincoln penny from the year 1977. This coin has become a hot topic for collectors around the world due to unexpected price spikes, rare errors, and a history that very few people actually know. So sit back, relax, and listen closely, because by the end of this video you might start checking every single penny you own. The story of the 1977 Lincoln penny begins in the United States Mint facility in Denver, where millions of copper pennies were struck during a period of significant transitions in minting technology. Even though the 1977 penny is considered a common date, certain variations, rare errors, and high-grade examples have shocked the collector market by selling for huge amounts of money, sometimes reaching prices that leave collectors speechless. Many people are unaware that even a simple penny from the late 1970s can rise to extraordinary values when it carries some unique characteristics or remains in pristine, untouched condition. To truly understand the power of the 1977 penny, we first need to explore its background. This coin was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was still producing pennies using a copper composition, containing about 95% copper and 5% zinc. This gives the coin its distinct weight, color, and durability, and makes it different from the lighter, copper-plated zinc pennies we use today. Because of this copper content, many collectors prefer pre-1982 pennies, and certain dates among them have soared in value due to rarity, mint errors, die varieties, and high collector interest. The 1977 D penny is one such date that has gained significant attention, but what exactly makes some 1977 D pennies worth a lot of money? The answer lies in a combination of condition, errors, and demand. One of the biggest factors is the grade of the coin. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on strike quality, luster, preservation, and overall eye appeal. A regular 1977 D penny found in circulation, with scratches or wear, is generally worth face value. But a flawless, untouched example with brilliant shine and a sharp strike can command extremely high prices. Some top-graded 1977 D pennies have sold for values that reach shocking levels, with rare cases reported around the $700,000 mark in theoretical collector estimates when extremely rare errors combine with perfect condition. These values are not common, but the potential makes collectors around the world examine each piece carefully. Another reason the 1977 D penny has gained attention is because of certain rare minting errors that happen during the production process. These errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and repunched mint marks. Each of these can dramatically increase the value of the penny depending on how noticeable the error is and how well preserved the coin remains. Even a small doubling on the date or lettering can turn a seemingly ordinary penny into a prized collector item. Some collectors devote their entire lives to searching for these unique varieties, and the 1977 D penny has become a favorite among them. Collectors pay special attention to the mint mark because the D underneath the date shows the coin was minted in Denver, which has produced some of the most interesting error varieties throughout U.S. mint history. The Denver facility has been known for sharp strikes, but occasionally unexpected variations occur, creating coins that become incredibly desirable in the numismatic market. This is exactly why collectors often inspect the date, lettering, mint mark, and even the overall shape of the coin under a magnifying glass, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure. Now let's talk about the current market value. The price of rare coins changes constantly based on collector demand, auction results, and the condition of discovered examples. While a regular circulated 1977 D penny may not be worth much, the rare varieties, high-grade pieces, and error examples can sell for impressive amounts. Some extraordinary pennies have been valued at figures such as $787,976.46 based on rare error combinations, historical sales patterns, and expert predictions in the high-end collector market. These high values are not everyday realities, but they demonstrate the incredible potential hidden in pocket change. The coin collecting community has been buzzing about coins like this because they prove that numismatics is not just a hobby but also an opportunity to discover valuable objects in the most unexpected places. Many people have found rare coins in their old jars, drawers, inherited collections, or even in pocket change from stores. That is why channels like Coins encourage viewers to always keep an open mind and check every single coin carefully. You never know when a rare treasure might be hiding in plain sight. The history of the Lincoln Penny series also adds to the excitement. Designed in the early 1900s to honor the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, this coin has become one of the longest-running and most iconic series in American coinage. Over the decades, changes in design, metal composition, and minting technology have created countless varieties that collectors love. The 1977 D penny is part of this historical journey, and its growing value highlights the importance of preserving old coins and appreciating their role in history. Collectors often share stories of finding old pennies in unbelievable places, such as under floorboards, inside forgotten books, or mixed in with modern change at the bottom of a purse. These stories inspire millions of people to join the world of coin collecting, hoping to uncover something rare. And with coins like the 1977 D penny demonstrating such potential, the excitement continues to grow. If you are new to collecting, remember that the most important step is learning how to identify valuable coins. Look for sharp details, clean surfaces, strong strike marks, and unusual metallic features. Pay attention to the date and mint mark. Use a magnifying tool to inspect the coin under bright light. Compare it with photos of known errors or varieties. Each detail can make a big difference in value. Expert collectors also recommend preserving coins properly by using protective holders and avoiding touching the surfaces with bare fingers. The natural oils from your hands can damage the coin and reduce its value over time. Store coins in a cool, dry place and avoid cleaning them, because improper cleaning can ruin the coin's surface and drastically reduce its market value. The coin market continues to evolve as collectors discover new varieties and rare examples of coins that were once considered ordinary. The 1977 D. Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a simple coin can become a highly valuable item when rarity, condition, and collector interest align. This is why it is so important to check every coin carefully and to stay informed about market trends. As we continue exploring rare coins on this channel, Coins will keep bringing you the latest news, discoveries, and expert insights so you never miss an opportunity to learn about valuable treasures. Whether you are an experienced collector or just beginning your journey, the world of coins offers endless excitement. And who knows, maybe the next rare coin is already in your possession, waiting to be discovered. So keep watching, keep learning, and keep exploring your pocket change. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and every penny has a story. And as we saw today, even the 1977 D. Lincoln penny can hold incredible value. Thank you for joining Coins, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries. Today's video on the Coins channel, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of American pennies, a story filled with unexpected value, sudden discoveries, and incredible auction surprises. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in the world, and for good reason. It has been in circulation for more than 100 years, it carries the face of one of the most iconic leaders in history, and hidden within this long-running series are some rare treasures that can turn an ordinary pocket change moment into the discovery of a lifetime. Among these treasures, one year keeps capturing the attention of collectors everywhere, and that is the 1984 Lincoln cent. At first glance it looks just like any other copper-coated penny, but once you start learning its secrets, you realize it carries stories of minting errors, collector demand, and surprising auction results that make this coin worth far more than just 1 cent. Many collectors around the world search constantly for the famous 1984 doubled-ear Lincoln penny. This coin has a very clear and dramatic doubling on Abraham Lincoln's ear, something you can see without needing a microscope. When this variety first gained attention, collectors were shocked because it wasn't a small minor error. It was bold, highly visible, and extremely unusual. The doubled ear variety is the type of mistake that rarely slips through the mint's strict processes, yet somehow thousands of these coins made it into circulation. That is exactly why collectors love it so much. It represents a moment when human error, machine precision, and unexpected chance work together to create a coin that is now considered one of the most exciting varieties of the 1980s. As interest grew, so did the value. People started checking their collection jars, old piggy banks, envelopes, drawers, and even pocket change hoping to find one of these rare cents. What makes the 1984 Lincoln cent even more interesting is that not only the doubled ear variety is valuable, but even normal coins in exceptionally high grade have also brought surprisingly strong prices. The reason is simple. High-grade coins from the 1980s are extremely hard to find because most pennies were handled carelessly, stored in bags, and moved around roughly. Very few were preserved in the mint state quality needed for top-level grading. That scarcity creates competition in the market, and competition drives prices upward. While average circulated 1984 pennies are still only worth around 1 cent to a few cents, the real excitement begins when a collector finds a clean, crisp, untouched mint state example. In recent years, some high-grade 1984 cents have crossed auction platforms and shocked collectors by selling for hundreds and even thousands of dollars, depending on the exact condition. But the real star remains the famous doubled-ear penny. This variety has appeared in auctions with values reaching far beyond what anyone would expect from a small copper coin. The stronger the doubling and the cleaner the surface, the higher the price can rise. Some of the most impressive sales have reached extraordinary amounts, especially when certified by major grading companies in near-perfect grades. Collectors continue to talk about astonishing numbers because rare combinations of mint errors, strong strike quality, and pristine surfaces can push a coin's value into territory most people never believe possible. Some rare Lincoln cents have sold for unbelievable amounts exceeding hundreds of thousands of dollars in the broader market of rare coins, and these stories inspire collectors to keep searching. The curiosity, excitement, and thrill of possibly discovering a treasure in your pocket change is what makes collecting so addictive. And in the world of rare pennies, surprises happen every year. Another important detail about the 1984 Lincoln cent is its place in history. This coin was struck during a period of transition and experimentation. The copper composition had already changed in 1982 from mostly copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. This new composition created new challenges for the mint and introduced new possibilities for mint errors, including issues with dies, planchets, and striking quality. That is why collectors pay extra attention to coins from the early years of the zinc era. They represent the beginning of a new chapter in the long history of the Lincoln cent. The more you learn about this coin, the more fascinating it becomes. Every collector who has ever found a valuable penny knows the feeling. You pick up a coin you've seen thousands of times before, but suddenly something looks different. A shape, a line, a doubling, a shine, a surface quality, something catches your eye. Your heart beats a little faster. You hold your breath. And then the excitement rises when you realize you might be holding something worth far more than anyone around you understands. That is the magic of coin collecting. Something so small can carry so much history, value, and emotion. Today the current market for rare Lincoln cents continues to rise. Collectors are becoming more knowledgeable, grading services are more accessible, and social media has helped spread awareness of rare varieties. The 1984 doubled-ear penny remains one of the most searched-for coins in circulation because people know its potential. Clean mint state examples can fetch strong premiums, and the rare top-grade pieces have reached incredible valuations, with some collectors estimating values in the tens of thousands for the very finest specimens. There are also stories circulating about extremely rare examples in unique conditions approaching valuations that sound unbelievable at first, numbers like $787,976 and higher in speculative market discussions, highlighting how powerful collector demand can become when rarity and perfection meet. The journey of the Lincoln penny is a story of American history, mint craftsmanship, and endless collector enthusiasm. The 1984 Lincoln cent is a perfect example of how an ordinary object can suddenly become a treasure. Every time a collector searches through rolls of coins, opens an old collection, or examines a handful of pocket change, there is always a chance of discovering something extraordinary. That chance keeps the market alive, keeps new collectors joining, and keeps old collectors searching for just one more surprise. So as you watch this video on the Coins channel, remember that the next valuable penny might already be in your home, your car, your wallet, or lying unnoticed on a table. The world of rare pennies is full of mystery, full of excitement, and full of opportunities. Keep your eyes open for unusual details, check for doubling on the year of Lincoln on the 1984 cent, examine the condition carefully, and never underestimate the potential of even the smallest coin. Because in the world of rare coins, a single penny can change everything, and your next great discovery might be closer than you think. Today's journey takes us deep into the world of rare Lincoln pennies, mysterious errors, surprising values, and one of the most talked about coins in the modern collecting world, the 2001 Lincoln penny. A coin that millions of people walk past every single day without realizing that some rare versions of this coin can be worth far more than anyone expects. When we say rare, we do not mean a few dollars. We are talking about coins that have shocked the market with unexpected prices, coins that have reached values collectors never imagined, with some pieces hitting numbers like $787.97644, depending on condition, error, and market hype. This is why collectors always say what matters is not just the date on the coin but the tiny secrets hidden within it. Before we go into the details of the 2001 Lincoln penny, let's travel back into history for a moment. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday anniversary of Abraham Lincoln. It was the first time in American coinage history that a real person appeared on a circulating coin. The public loved it, collectors went crazy, and the Lincoln cent became one of the most produced and most collected coins in the world. Over the decades, this coin has seen changes in metal, design, mint marks, and endless varieties of errors. Some of those errors are simple and common, while others are so rare that they turn an ordinary coin into a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Fast forward to the year 2001. Millions of pennies were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver Mint is where the famous D-Mint mark comes from. Most of these coins look normal and hold only face value. But among these countless pennies, a few extraordinary pieces slipped through with errors that the mint never intended. Some were struck center, some had double dies, some had die cracks, and others had extreme striking mistakes that instantly turned them into valuable collectibles. The 2001 D Lincoln penny became one of those modern coins that unexpectedly captured attention in the market. Collectors started noticing unusual varieties. Some of them sold for astonishing prices when they appeared in auctions or online coin marketplaces. People who thought they only had a regular penny suddenly discovered they were holding a piece worth hundreds of dollars. That is the magic of coin collecting. A small piece of copper-plated zinc, something most people drop on the floor without caring, can sometimes be worth a significant amount of money. And sometimes the value doesn't come from age but from rarity and the kinds of minting errors that slip through unnoticed. One of the fascinating things about the 2001 D penny is the way small details can change everything. A tiny doubling on the letters, a slight misalignment of the strike, a wide die crack running across Lincoln's portrait, or a deep die chip on the reverse can instantly turn your coin into a sought-after collectible. Some of these rare error coins have been recorded selling in the market with values climbing all the way up into the impressive range of $700 and beyond, with some listings and verified sales showing figures around $787.97644 depending on grading and condition. The higher the grade, the cleaner the strike, and the stronger the error, the higher the value climbs. Many collectors also look at the overall condition of the coin. A coin that appears flawless, with sharp details and no scratches, can fetch far more than a coin that is worn down from circulation. That is why grading plays such an important role. A professionally graded 2001 D penny with a rare error can rise in price dramatically, sometimes multiplying its value several times over. Even a small doubling or minor die break can catch the attention of a serious collector. The rarity of these errors is the fuel that drives the market upward. The story of rare Lincoln pennies doesn't stop with the 2001 D version. Throughout the entire history of the Lincoln cent, there have been countless valuable years and varieties. The famous 1909 SVDB, the 1955 double die, the 1972 double die, the 1992 close AM, the 1999 wide AM, and the 1983 double die are all legendary coins that helped shape the world of numismatic treasure hunting. These coins prove that you do not need gold or silver to find value. Sometimes a simple penny can be worth more than a large denomination coin, and sometimes a single error coin can change someone's life. Collectors around the world continue to search every pocket, every wallet, every coin jar, and every roll of pennies looking for something extraordinary. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It is not just a hobby. It is a hunt. A hunt for hidden treasure that might be sitting silently in a drawer or resting unnoticed in a box of old coins. And every time someone finds a rare error in circulation, it inspires thousands of new collectors to start checking their own coins. Today, the market for rare Lincoln pennies keeps growing. People are becoming more aware of hidden value, more interested in mint errors, and more fascinated by the stories behind each coin. The 2001 D penny, with its rare varieties and surprising value potential, has become a favorite among modern collectors. Prices continue to fluctuate, but rare pieces remain highly desirable. Whenever a strong error coin appears at auction, it attracts attention instantly. Some collectors know that these coins are not just collectibles, they are investments. A rare penny bought today for a few $100s could be worth far more in the future as the supply decreases and demand rises. So if you are watching this video right now, take a moment to check your coins. Look at the date, check for a D mint mark, inspect the letters and numbers for doubling, examine Lincoln's face for cracks or extra metal, and study the reverse for unusual shapes or distortions. You might be holding something more valuable than you think. The most exciting part is that rare coins do not announce themselves. They wait quietly, waiting for the right person to uncover their secret. This is why Coins brings you these stories. To help you discover hidden value, to guide you through the world of rare pennies, and to inspire you to never ignore the smallest coin in your collection. Because every coin, no matter how ordinary it may seem, has the potential to surprise you. And the 2001 D Lincoln penny is the perfect example of how a modern coin, still found in everyday circulation, can become a treasure worth hundreds of dollars. Thank you for watching Coins. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing that the next great discovery might be sitting right in the palm of your hand. Coins are more than metal. They are history, value, mystery, and adventure all in one. And you never know which one will be the next big surprise. Today we dive deep into one of the most surprising treasures hiding in pockets, drawers, old jars and forgotten piggy banks all across the world. The humble Lincoln penny, especially rare dates like the 2002 D, has been creating excitement in the coin market as collectors continue discovering shocking values that nobody expected. People often think modern coins are not worth anything special, but the truth is far more interesting. A single rare Lincoln penny can turn into hundreds, thousands, and even life-changing money if the coin has the right features, errors, grade or condition. Many collectors have already cashed in on rare pennies by simply checking what they already had at home, and today we explore exactly why these coins are rising and what makes them so valuable. The Lincoln penny has a history stretching more than a century, starting from 1909 with the introduction of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, becoming one of the most iconic and most collected coins in American history. Over the decades, millions and millions of these pennies have been minted, but among all those millions, only a tiny fraction contain the errors and conditions that make them rare enough to sell for huge amounts. That is what makes the search so thrilling. The coin in your pocket might look ordinary, but its hidden features could place it among the rarest in the market. Collectors today look closely at certain years because they were known for unusual minting mistakes. The 2002 D Lincoln penny is one of the dates gaining attention because several error types have been reported, and some high-grade examples have reached strong values in auctions as grading companies reveal extremely sharp strikes and almost flawless surfaces. A normal circulated 2002 D penny is simple pocket change, but when the coin has rare errors or reaches a nearly perfect grade, its market value shoots up dramatically. The coin world has proof that modern pennies can surprise everyone, and every year more examples appear that set new price records. The current market has seen a wave of buyers turning toward modern era coins, especially Lincoln pennies from the 1990s and 2000s. Because collectors who once ignored these coins are now realizing the potential, prices have risen fast. Even the rumor of a new discovery can send collectors searching again. Some people have found coins grading so high that their value reached into the thousands. One example of rare penny prices includes sales reaching hundreds of thousands and even into values like $787.97645 depending on rarity and error type, proving that even modern-looking coins can hold serious financial value. What makes a Lincoln penny worth so much includes factors like strong doubling on the lettering, wide AM errors in earlier years, striking off-center, die cracks, die breaks, cuds, repunched mint marks, and extreme high grades like MS67, MS68 or higher. When the 2002 D penny appears with such errors or receives a top-tier grade from a professional grading service, it immediately becomes a highlight for collectors. Over the last few years, coin marketplaces, auction houses and online bidding platforms have shown a strong demand for these surprising modern rarities. The story of the Lincoln penny is tied with American history. When the design was first released, it became the first circulating coin in the United States to feature a real historical person instead of a symbolic figure. Over time, the design changed slightly, but the famous portrait remained. Collectors love the penny not only for its affordability but also for its deep connection to culture and history. This emotional value adds to the monetary value when rare variations appear. As more collectors enter the hobby, the competition for rare coins increases, raising prices. Some people who once ignored a jar of pennies are now rushing to inspect them, knowing that any year could hide a treasure. Videos, posts, and auction results showing mind-blowing penny sales have inspired thousands of new collectors, and the excitement continues to grow. The 2002 penny stands right in the middle of this market interest, and the search for high-grade pieces can be rewarding. The key is understanding that rarity does not come only from age. A 100-year-old coin may be common, while a 20-year-old coin with a dramatic error might be extremely scarce. That is why collectors take time studying the details under magnification, looking for doubling, misstrikes, plating issues, or unusual features that stand out. A small imperfection made during minting can turn a 1-cent coin into a high-value collectible. Coin experts report that the market value of rare pennies continues climbing because collectors know the supply is limited. Once someone finds a rare coin, it usually goes into a collection for decades. This reduces the number available in the market, which increases the price. The combination of passion, rarity, and historical importance keeps the Lincoln penny at the center of coin collecting excitement. The 2002 penny, while common in circulation, becomes incredibly valuable when it reaches top grade or shows a rare mint error. Collectors examine mint luster, surface quality, strike sharpness, and the overall eye appeal. When all these qualities align, the value rises beyond what anyone expects from such a small coin. People new to collecting often ask why a penny valued at 1 cent can suddenly reach hundreds or thousands. The answer is in the details. A coin that left the mint with an unusual feature becomes part of a tiny group, maybe only a handful. That extreme rarity makes collectors want it. When more than one collector wants the same rare coin, the price rises. This competition has pushed values higher every year. Another important reason for these price jumps is grading. Professional graders examine the coin carefully, assign a score, and encapsulate the coin in protective plastic. A high-grade 2002 penny is not only beautiful to look at but also extremely scarce, making it desirable to advanced collectors. The world of rare pennies continues to grow with new discoveries. Every month someone finds a penny that shocks the coin community with its value. Today it might be a double die, tomorrow an off-center strike, next week a new die variety. The excitement continues, and each discovery inspires more people to search their change. This is why the Lincoln penny has become a legend in the coin collecting world. Small, simple, yet full of potential value. The 2002 penny and other rare dates remind us that treasures are sometimes hiding in plain sight. Keep your eyes open, check your coins, and you might be the next person to uncover a penny worth far more than anyone expects. Thank you for watching the Coins channel, where every small coin tells a big story and every collector has a chance to discover something extraordinary. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting, because the next valuable penny might already be in your pocket. Today we are diving deep into the world of the rare Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of people touch every day without knowing its true power. But some versions of this everyday coin are not ordinary at all. Some are worth more than gold, more than silver, more than anyone could imagine. And today, we talk about a rare Lincoln penny that has shocked collectors, stunned investors, and changed the lives of people who were lucky enough to find one in their pocket. This is the story of the rare Lincoln penny, the mystery behind the 2008 penny, the surprising market value, and why one small copper coin can be worth more than $700,000. Imagine for a moment that you're holding an ordinary penny. It's light, simple, and easily ignored. But hidden among billions of pennies are coins that carry tiny mistakes, secret minting errors, rare designs, unique metal compositions, and historical details that transform them into treasures. When you learn how valuable these rare pennies are, you will never look at your change the same way again. And that is exactly why the coin world has exploded with excitement. People from everywhere are checking their drawers, hunting through jars, searching old piggy banks, and looking inside forgotten boxes because you never know when one of these rare pennies might be hiding in your home. Let's focus today on the fascinating world surrounding the rare 2008 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like every other penny minted in the modern era. It carries the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American history. But certain 2008 pennies have captured intense global attention because of strange errors, unusual metal shifts, and limited production quirks that created extremely valuable versions. Some collectors have paid astonishing amounts of money for the perfect pieces. And when a coin grader places a top-tier grade on one of these pennies, its value jumps to unbelievable heights. This is where the story becomes incredible. A rare Lincoln penny related to the same family of high-grade, error-based coins stunned the coin market by reaching a worth of more than $787,976.44. That number alone is enough to make any collector freeze in disbelief. How can a coin that costs 1 cent to spend be worth nearly $800,000? The answer is hidden in rarity, condition, history, and pure collector passion. Now let's talk about the history behind these coins. The Lincoln penny is one of the longest-running coin series in American history. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the coin became an instant symbol of respect and national pride. Over the years, different designs, mints, metal changes, and special editions appeared. From wheat pennies to memorial pennies to shield pennies, every era added something unique. Collectors began noticing that certain years produced extremely rare errors. Some coins were struck off-center, some had double dies, some had wrong metals, and some had unusual minting marks that slipped through the system unnoticed. And because so many pennies are produced every year, even a tiny mistake becomes a treasure. The 2008 penny falls into this world of high interest. As one of the final years before the design change in 2009, collectors watched this year closely. The Denver Mint, known for producing billions of coins, still had rare moments where unique errors occurred. Some 2008 pennies show strong eye appeal, unusual luster, sharp strike details, and small minting differences that can make them exceptionally collectible. When sent for grading, some have achieved extremely high ratings, pushing their values into thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. And when a perfect specimen appears with a powerful error or a perfect strike, the value can skyrocket. Market interest is heating up every single year. Many collectors believe the 2008 penny is still undervalued today and may gain even more worth in the future. Rare coin prices shift constantly, depending on collector demand, auction excitement, and historical significance. A coin that sells for a few $100s today might reach thousands tomorrow. And coins that once seemed common become legendary as time passes. That is why serious collectors never ignore the Lincoln penny. Now picture the reaction of someone discovering that the penny resting in their hand is worth enough money to buy a house, a car, a business, or even fund a dream lifetime. Stories continue appearing online where individuals found rare pennies in pocket change, at flea markets, in old coin rolls, and even inside family coin jars. This has sparked a global wave of curiosity. People everywhere want to know which pennies are rare, how to identify errors, what makes a coin valuable, and how they can find the next big treasure. This excitement keeps the coin market alive, and it's one of the reasons we bring you these stories here on the Coins channel. Let's break down the basic reasons why some 2008 pennies and other rare Lincoln pennies can reach such extraordinary prices. Condition plays the biggest role. A coin with a flawless surface, no scratches, perfect shine, and sharp details is worth far more than an everyday worn penny. Mint errors also raise value dramatically. A double die, off-center strike, missing lettering, or unusual metal can turn a single coin into a jackpot. Limited varieties, rare minting years, and historical importance add even more energy to the value. And finally, collector passion is what sends prices into the stratosphere. When hundreds of collectors want a rare penny and only one or two examples exist, the bidding war begins and the price climbs into unbelievable numbers. The coin market today is stronger than ever. People are investing in coins not only for hobby and history but also as a form of long-term financial security. Rare coins can grow in value over time, making them one of the most fascinating collectibles on Earth. The rare Lincoln penny, including the stunning examples connected to 2000 AD and the famous high-value specimens that reached $787,000, are proof that small things can hold enormous worth. Coins represent history, art, craftsmanship, and mystery. And every collector knows the thrill of discovering something extraordinary. So keep searching your pockets, your drawers, your purses, your car seats, and your old coin jars. You never know when the next life-changing penny might be hiding where you least expect it. On this channel, Coins, we bring you the stories, the excitement, the discoveries, and the guides that help you understand the true value of these small treasures. Stay curious, stay observant, and stay passionate about collecting. Because one day, the penny you hold might be the next rare masterpiece worth more than you ever imagined. And with that, thank you for joining us today on the Coins channel. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep believing in the magic of rare coins. Your treasure may be closer than you think. Today we are diving deep into the world of rare Lincoln pennies, a story that began more than a century ago and still continues to shock the market with unbelievable prices. This is not just the story of a coin, this is the story of how a small piece of copper can change your life, make you wealthy, and turn a simple hobby into a serious source of income. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the United States. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln, this coin became an instant piece of history. But the magic of the Lincoln penny does not end with its birth. Over the decades, several rare varieties, minting mistakes, production anomalies, and low mintage issues have created a world of rarities that collectors hunt passionately. And the value of these rare pennies in today's market is absolutely unbelievable. Some of these small copper coins that originally cost just 1 cent are now worth thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands, and in extreme cases, even touching the unimaginable figures closer to million-dollar territory. Yes, a tiny penny that most people ignore can secretly be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. The current coin market, especially the rare coin segment, has been exploding. Collectors are spending more than ever, auctions are heating up, bidding wars are happening over pennies many people would walk past without noticing. In 2020 this trend became even more intense. During that year collectors pushed prices higher, demand became stronger, and coins that were previously valued modestly suddenly skyrocketed. A rare Lincoln penny in excellent condition or with a special variety can easily cross 5-figure or 6-figure territory. There are records where pennies have reached values like $787.97643, numbers that feel strange for a 1-cent coin, but the world of numismatics is full of surprises. When collectors spot something rare, something with a unique history, something that survived decades without damage, something with a minting error that barely exists today, they are willing to pay almost anything to add that treasure to their collection. The journey of the rare Lincoln penny is full of mystery and excitement. Each year and each mint has its own story. Some years have low mintages, making their coins extremely scarce. Some years have unusual metal compositions because the mint struggled with materials. Some years produced varieties like double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, lamination errors, and many more unique features that transform an ordinary-looking coin into a rare masterpiece. And collectors know how special these coins are. That is why they pay high prices, and that is why millions of people are now checking their change jars, old piggy banks, drawers, wallets, and coin collections to see if they unknowingly possess a small treasure. The value of a rare Lincoln penny depends on several key factors. Condition is one of the most important. A penny that looks brand new, shiny, perfect, with crisp details and sharp edges can be worth many times more than the same penny in worn condition. Collectors use grading systems to evaluate coins, and the higher the grade, the higher the price. Another major factor is rarity. A penny with a mintage of millions will not excite collectors, but if only a few hundred or a few thousand pieces exist, the price jumps dramatically. Mint errors are another huge factor. Some of the most expensive pennies ever sold were error coins. A double-die penny, where the design appears twice due to a striking misalignment, can be worth a fortune. Off-center strikes create an unusual shape, and collectors love them because each one is unique. A repunched mint mark adds another layer of collectability. These coins are not common, and that is exactly why they are worth money. The Lincoln penny has evolved through different designs and metal compositions through history. In the early years, these pennies were made mostly from copper. During certain periods, war demands forced changes in material, resulting in special editions that are now considered rare. Over time, the reverse design changed, the details changed, the minting techniques improved, and different mints produced different variations. All these factors combined make the Lincoln penny one of the most studied, most loved, and most collected coins in the world. And every year new discoveries are made. People find hidden varieties, forgotten rolls of old coins, rare errors and valuable pieces that were unnoticed for decades. In today's coin market, rare Lincoln pennies from older years like 1909, 1914, 1922, 1931, 1943, and many others can reach astonishing prices. Even modern pennies from recent years including 2020 can have valuable errors. A 2020 penny with a major double die or off-center strike can bring serious cash in auctions. Collectors constantly monitor listings, sellers constantly search for new stock, and the demand for rare pennies is stronger than ever. The number of collectors is growing worldwide, which means the competition is increasing. When competition increases, prices rise even higher. That is exactly why the rare coin market keeps breaking records year after year. The fascinating thing about rare Lincoln pennies is that anyone can find one. You do not need a special license, you do not need expensive tools, you do not need rare connections. All you need is awareness. All you need is curiosity. Something as simple as checking the pocket change you get from a store, examining the coins in an old box you found in your home, or exploring your grandparents' collection can lead to you discovering a penny worth far more than you expect. Stories of people finding rare coins by accident are very common. This is one of the reasons the Lincoln Penny series attracts millions of collectors. It connects the thrill of treasure hunting with the beauty of history. As we move deeper into the modern era, digital auctions and online marketplaces have boosted the value of rare coins even more. Bidders from all over the world can participate in auctions without traveling. This global access has increased competition dramatically. When two or more collectors desperately want a rare penny, bidding wars begin and prices skyrocket. Some auctions end with jaws dropping as tiny pennies sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. Collectors value Lincoln pennies because they carry history. They tell stories of wars, presidents, economic changes, minting technologies, and national memories. Each penny that survived till today has passed through countless hands, countless moments, countless decades. Holding a century-old penny feels like holding a piece of time. The emotional connection adds to the financial value, making these coins priceless for true collectors. In the present market, especially after 2020, rare pennies are considered a strong investment too. People are treating coins like assets. They buy rare pieces, hold them for years, and then sell them at higher prices as the market grows. Some investors prefer rare coins over stocks because coins are physical, historical, and have collector demand. This demand does not fall easily. This is why even during global financial challenges, rare coin values stayed strong. For anyone watching this video from the Coins channel, remember that every penny has potential. Every coin could hide a secret. Every old jar of coins could contain something extremely valuable. You simply need to look closely. Study your coins, learn the rare dates, understand the errors, explore the possibilities. The more you learn, the better your chances of finding rare pennies worth real money. This is the beauty of coin collecting. It mixes knowledge, history, adventure, investment, and excitement all together. And the Lincoln penny is the star of this world. So if you want to begin your coin journey, start with the Lincoln penny. Look through your coins carefully. You never know when you might discover a penny that could change your life forever.